What happens if you play with huge goals in FC24? Over the years, we've had some fun features and mini-games in EA Sports video games. One of them being this one from FIFA 22, and I'm gonna be starting it right now. And as you can see, this is basically when they released this intro to FIFA 22, which is basically like a small free roam kind of mode. We are now running with the ball in the middle of the street in Paris, and it's just a little bit weird to see this because, you know, we're used to seeing it on an actual field, not in the streets. There's been a lot of rumors that we could be seeing a free roam mode in FC25, but if EA doesn't release it, we could easily be seeing this on NBA or 2K Sports' new FIFA 2K game. We also had some really fun skill games on the journey. For example, one of them being with Neymar Jr. when we were on vacation in his backyard, which was just incredible. Another one, I believe, was like in the Champions League final before the game started. You were doing like passing drills in his dressing room. Maybe you didn't know about this, but we actually have some fun skill games in FC24 as well, and that is what I'm gonna be showing you here today. And we're gonna be starting off with probably my favorite one, and that is this one where you can play with huge goals. In this one, as you can see, there is two teams, and they actually have made it so that you cannot actually shoot before you cross the halfway point, which is a nice little attention to detail. But you know, as you can see there, Vinicius Jr. is gonna be a good player to do this with. Oh no, they've actually got a goal there. Let's see if we can finish this off now. Kylian Mbappe. There we go. Nice, and I mean, easy as that. There is another way to play with big goals in FC24, and this might be the most fun one. You want to go over to kickoff, and after that, of course, make sure to choose the side. But then you don't want to go into a classic match, you want to go into Volta Football. After that, just go into a single match, and let me just show you guys this. If we go into a 4v4, for example, you can see these are gonna be the arenas, and notice the goals, all of them are basically, yeah, the exact same size. You're not gonna be getting any different types of goals. But if you go over to this one right here, 5v5, you are gonna be getting yourself a very, very exclusive arena for this mode, and it is called the Z5. As you can see, the goals are actually massive. I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult to score on these goals, so let's see if we can just get one nice and easy now with Vinicius Jr. maybe. And as you can see, what a bicycle kick, and the keeper almost saved it, but because the goal is big, it obviously went in. So this is the only arena on Volta where you can actually play with massive goals. So go ahead and check it out, guys. It's actually pretty enjoyable. And if you want to take this to the next level, you can also go ahead and add mods if you play on PC, and you can really get some big goals. Do you remember a couple years ago when we had a multiplayer skill games? This was a really nice feature in the game, and I'm not sure why they removed it, but you know, there were so many fun small skill games that you could do. And of course, when you were two controllers, I was playing this a lot with my brother, I remember, and we could be sitting here for hours. And we also have something called Volta Battles. Not too sure if you know about this, but basically you can play arcades. These are basically skill games which you only find in Volta, and a lot of them is really, really fun, especially when you play this with your friends. That is probably the only way to actually have sort of co-op skill games in FC24 is in Volta, and I promise you guys, you should go ahead and give it a chance, especially if you're kind of maybe getting a little bit bored of FC24, you've been playing Ultimate Team, you've been playing Career Mode, and you want something else to do. Go ahead and get yourself on this mode with your friend and see if you like it. I've definitely been in the arcade a little bit before, and I have to say, you can end up spending quite a bit of time on this game mode. I also want to show you guys something fun about the practice arena, because, yeah, there is a way to basically get sort of a free roam mode, if you want to call it that. But basically, what you want to do is move your player a little bit away from the ball, and then when you start, you want to hold in L2, R2, L1, and R1. And as you can see, you basically get like a free roam mode out of that. You can go ahead and explore the whole pitch. You can even go over to the bench, you know, and even go here to the opponent goalkeeper if you want. But the best thing about the practice arena is that you can actually play football like we had a few years ago during the pandemic, when there was no fans in the stadium, no sound. And this is a fun little thing, you know. Maybe a lot of people didn't think about this, but yes, you can play in different stadiums. Obviously, now we are here in the Olympiastadion in Germany, but of course, you can change this to different ones. You can play in Anfield, Santiago Bernabeu, you know, Old Trafford, whatever you want, with literally no fans, which is kind of a cool feature. Let's see if we can get ourselves a goal here. Come on, finish that one, and yeah, obviously no sound in the stadium, so it's kind of cool. You can even see the scoreboard there in the background. You've even got legendary in the practice difficulty, and if you also want, you can add 2 controllers, so you can play with your friend, and instead of just going into a kickoff game and playing with fans, you can literally go here into the practice arena, where obviously the time doesn't really stop either. Something I've just thought about, which could be a fun video, is seeing, you know, what's the maximum limit of this scoreboard. Because now that I've scored with Mbappe, you can see in the background it says 2-0. I mean, if I just keep going until like I scored 1,000 goals, is it literally gonna say that? Guys, if you can get 5,000 likes in this video, I will see what happens if you score infinite goals in the practice arena. And something you can do if you are bored of FIFA is create your own skill games. So for example, here we have Vinicius Jr. And now, for example, we can add, you know, the football could be around this area. Afterwards, we can go ahead and add in 2 defenders. So it's literally gonna be like, you know, 1 against 2 defenders. Like a nice scenario in the game. So, you know, let's see if we can add the Jules Koundé as well. And we literally have Vinny Jr. against 2 players. Obviously, they have to run towards the ball. But hopefully, Vinicius Jr. is going to be faster. So here we go. Vinicius Jr. And obviously, now we are playing on the easiest difficulty, so we can turn this up. One of my top 3 favorite skill games in FC24 is this one. It is so satisfying. And you can literally be sitting here for quite a long time just doing this one, because yeah, it is kind of therapeutic in my opinion. The way you can see the ball move when you do like a driven throw or a driven kick. I mean, look at that delivery there. And especially if you do like a goalkeeper career mode, this is a nice way to practice. Look at that again, Courtois with insane precision. And yeah, there's many ways you can do this. I don't think I'm gonna throw it from here, but we could do a drop kick, then it just shoots it straight up, and obviously you're gonna hope that he is able to get it to you, and you can get control of it. Here we have a bit of a driven, more powerful one, and wow, I'm actually doing this really well right now. Usually I mess up by this point, but let's see if we can do a nice one there to, I believe, Vinicius Jr. And no, this one was out of the zone. What about a throw from this distance? I mean, look at that curve. But obviously, it's a little bit too far away. I love the end because the players are going to be in different positions. And you can choose which one you want to pass it to. If you want to go with a throw, if you want to go with a kick. I think I'm just going to go with a throw there just to get the points. That is probably the best score that I've actually ever had on this one. The next one is called Beat and Cross. It's an absolute elite skill game. It's definitely one of my favorites. It's on the long passing section. Basically, you have to beat the first defender and then cross it into the box. A really helpful one if you want to practice. I mean, look at that. Did I just get an ankle breaker? Even though it's so difficult, it's one of those where you can just get stuck for quite a long time. And, you know, you just forget about the time when doing this. So, let's see, Cruz. Can we get one last one? Have to beat Koundé here. Okay, barely. I mean, it's not really the best, but we'll take the goal. Let's go for 5,000 likes on this video, and let me know in the comment section what you want to see next.